Hello and welcome to another episode of the So Here For It podcast. My name is Amy Mingan, and today we are talking all about having knowledge and power and knowing what to do, but sometimes not actually taking action. And here's all of the reasons why. Your body is constantly wired for survival. It is not the first time you would have heard me say this, but I'm going to reiterate the fact that anytime you want to grow, your body's going to send out as many different signals as it possibly can to try and keep you safe and keep you comfortable and keep you in exactly the same spot as you are right now. Now, I want to give you a really cool example. There's a guy called Caleb Ralston, and he has been the brand manager for people like Gary Vee and Hormozi, and he has just recorded a 6-hour branding course for free, and he put it onto YouTube. I have been through his branding course. It is amazing. And did I take action on every single thing that he said? No, I haven't. And why is that? Because I'd rather stay safe. The big reason is there is a lot of stuff inside a 6-hour course, right? But I just wonder about you too. Have you ever done this? Have you listened to something and thought, oh my God, that's amazing. I'm going to do that on Monday. And then Monday comes around. It doesn't feel so good to do this, so I'm not going to do it. And then if we talk about Hormozi for a minute, he gives away his $1 million frameworks. He has 3 books out now, and he was giving away his like hundreds of thousands of his books. And his last launch in 24 hours, he made something like over $100 million in book sales. So the guy's a genius, so good at marketing, so good at getting his thing out there, and he gives a lot of his stuff away for free. People value it. But how many people actually go and apply every single strategy in his book? Now, it's postulated it's only about 1% of people actually take action on the things that they learn. So what are the 99% of people doing? They're staying in safety. It's because our nervous systems are wired for survival. They're not wired for happiness. They're wired for seeking more pleasure. But sometimes people are addicted to exactly where they are. They'd rather sit and complain about their current situation rather than go and do something about it. Like, have you ever noticed that? Have you noticed when there's a group of people that are all kind of a similar frequency, one person will complain about something, and then all of a sudden, all of them are complaining about it. So I want you to think about your circle of friends, the main people who you tend to hang out with. Are they complainers, or do they talk about solutions, or do they talk about something else? Because inevitably your frequency is going to match whoever you're hanging out with. And so how do you become a 1%er? I'm glad you're thinking about this because it is hard work. I'm not going to deny that. It's really hard work and it's really uncomfortable work. And the reason why it's hard and uncomfortable is because you haven't done it before. And sometimes you're going to lack a skill set. And sometimes you're going to feel like it's embarrassing. And sometimes it's going to remind your nervous system of all those different ways that you felt rejected, that you felt shame, that you felt like you weren't doing the right thing, that you felt like somebody was telling you that you were doing it wrong. And insert any other reason or limiting belief here of anything at all that makes you feel uncomfortable when you try something new. But here is the thing. If you never try anything new, if you never get out of your comfort zone, chaos and pain will happen anyway. It is the concept of entropy. Inevitably, in nature, it will happen. Things get destroyed and renewed anyway. So you might as well become the main character, tune into yourself, figure out what is it that feels in alignment with me. Remember last week's episode, I was talking about asking yourself that one question of what would my higher self do? What would be the decision if I was in alignment with my higher self right now? What would be the decision that I would make right now? And then moving forward there. Your human response to that is likely to feel uncomfortable, really uncomfortable. Sometimes like walking on glass, uncomfortable. Sometimes like you've got a boa constrictor around your neck, uncomfortable. But you're going to move on anyway. Some of the women who I coach, they will talk to me about how uncomfortable they are. And I remind them that no matter what you do in business, it is like personal development on steroids. And many of them are mums. And they're like, oh, I thought being a mum was hard until I started a business. And I'm like, well, you're doing both. So you get to do both and you get to have a great time while you're doing it. And just remember that if you're not there yet, whatever there means to you, it actually just means that you're still learning this skill set in order to become that person who is there. So you're never actually doing anything wrong. You're always learning. You're always getting feedback. Now, what you can do, here is the thing. If you were to draw two circles on a piece of paper, and you can do this whenever you're feeling overwhelmed, whenever you're feeling like you're not sure what to do, I want you to write things I can control at the top of one circle and things I can't control at the top of the other circle. And what we're going to do is an exercise. And every time something comes up and you're feeling uncomfortable, you know you've got to go do something, you know you've got to take action, and you actually sometimes already know what to do, but you're procrastinating about it, go and write in those circles. What can I control right now? Well, I personally, right now, I can control the level of light in my room, the temperature. I can control the volume of my voice. I can control if I'm sitting or standing. I can control my breath. I can control lots of different things just in this moment. But what about you? What would you put in that circle right now? Now, the thing that I can't control how many people are going to listen to this episode. I can't control how many people are going to listen and take action. I can't control the weather. I can't control politics. I can't control the great big money debacle that's going on in the banks at the moment. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I can't control, okay? But these are things that I still think about. These are still things that are on my social media. These are still things that my friends want to have conversations about. Can you see how this is kind of helpful? Because what we can do is just rejig our focus and actually focus on the things we can control. What it does for me, and I hope it does it for you, is you can take a breath and go, here are the things I can control right now in this moment. And you can bring yourself into presence and you can look after your nervous system. And all of a sudden, once you have reorientated your nervous system, and this is a big part of the first month of Woman of Value Mastermind, we retrain the nervous system to find safety. Because change only happens when we feel safe. I want you to remember that. If you're finding it hard to take action, find safety first. And as soon as you can find safety, then you can make a change from there. If you're trying to push against resistance, all it's going to do is keep building resistance. So I don't know if you've ever been in the ocean when it's like really got a really strong undertow and it's like pulling you into the next wave. And you've kind of got to like go with that lot of waves and dive under and get a breath instead of fighting against the waves. Otherwise, you're going to stay getting pushed under and pummeled under every single wave. Pretty similar with life. What can you control? You can control yourself. You can control the way that you respond to things. You can control your breath. You can control your nervous system eventually. You can retrain it. So instead of focusing on all the things that you cannot control, because that is utter chaos, I want you to bring it to the things that you can control and start to take action from there. What is going to happen is you will start showing more alignment in your life. You will start attracting the ideal people who love to work with you, who are already a yes before they get on the phone with you. They are my absolute favorite people. They're just getting on to have a chat and they're like, oh, I was already in. I just wanted to talk to you. Like, how good is that? And I speak with my clients every day about sharing things on their social media in a way that feels authentic to them, showing up in ways that they feel consistent, that they feel that they can do it, as opposed to feeling like they're forcing themselves. There's a really fine line between finding the edge of your comfort zone and feeling uncomfortable versus actually having full resistance against the growth. And only you know where that is in your nervous system. But if you don't take any action, you're definitely not going to go anywhere. Okay, so it's a really short and sweet one because I really want you to learn to take action from a space that you've already regulated yourself, because there are enough things out there at the moment that are very dysregulating. I don't think that this generation was ready for all the types of news that get put into our newsfeed. I don't think this generation was ready to see people being murdered on TV. I don't think that we were ready for all of this violence and all of the things that get shown to us on a daily basis. I think what we actually need is more time in nature, more time connecting with each other in a real way, and less time on our screens. And I want to help you build that. So if you haven't already, I am doing a masterclass this Thursday night, October the 16th at 7 p.m. Queensland time. I'm going to pop the link into the show description. You can go to my Instagram at Amy Mingen. You will see the link there as well. If you want to learn all about how to show consistently online, how to break through this ceiling of income that so many people have in their businesses, but also how to do it from a safe place, because I want you to do it and have a really great time in your life. We're not just building businesses to burn out. We're actually building businesses so that we have an enjoyable life, so that we can be great mums, so that we can actually contribute to the family income and take our kids overseas and say yes to the entertaining things in life and be able to actually have the clothes that we want and the cars that we want to drive or any other thing that actually feels really important to you, that's actually why we do this business. So come along to the masterclass. I can't wait to see you. Thank you so much for having me in your ears today, and I will see you on the next episode.